Hi, everybody. It is October 6th, Thursday. I feel a lot better. I was able to take a shower this morning and wash all the dry blood out of my beard. That was driving me crazy. I still have a bunch up on the inside here, but it's because I'm all sewn up on the inside, and I can't do much about that. And I had to be super careful with all the stitches that are kind of coming around. There's like 20 stitches around my eye. Just you never really live till you throw your face as hard as you can against the pavement. It's a special moment that one has between themselves and their their mortality. Really, weird shit happens, but it could have been a whole lot worse. So I'm not worried about it, and we're pretty sure we know what caused it, and it was just fatigue and dehydration and just burning the candle at both ends one too many times. When you're burning it at both ends and it finally burns into the middle and goes, that's kind of where I was yesterday, day before. So I've been working around the house. I'm just taking it slow. I can't stop, but I'm taking it pretty slow here. And while I was gone over the weekend, I got about 20 book orders, so I'm going to fill those out after this and run those over to the post office. That's not a biggie. And then tomorrow I'm going to meet up with Blue, and we are going to do a walkthrough of the South Pasadena Library, where I'm going to be doing a book signing and storytelling and maybe naked interpretive dancing. I'm not quite sure. I haven't made all my plans yet. This coming Wednesday. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm kicking around a whole bunch of ideas and stuff to take to that and do some music and maybe see if Denny Tedesco might want to swing by, and maybe we could show the trailer to the movie, and just for people that aren't aware of it. A whole bunch of ideas, but it's going to be a fun evening. I just realized that yesterday was supposed to be the clubhouse. I snuck in on the Zoom that they did, but I said we'll do it next Wednesday. Now I'm looking at next Wednesday as doing the book signing. So I'll have to see what time the book signing is and what time I have to be there, and we'll play it by ear. But I'm just scrambling with so many things right now. I just have to take care of what I have to take care of. So I thought I'd get back to some music, get away from the horrors that are my life, and get back to some music. But before I do that, I just want to say, man, what a great weekend we had in Woodstock and Wichita and Nashville. The people were so receptive to the movie. They really enjoyed it. We got to see lots of old friends. Got to see Jim Shea, the great photographer he did great work for the section back in the day, and he's worked on many projects. Seeing Bill Schnee, Matthew McCauley, who's Fred Mullins' partner in crime, when I used to work with those guys, with Randy Edelman and Jimmy Webb and all kinds of projects. Just a whole bunch of really great people there. And then there was a lot I wish I could have invited at first, because they said, look, the whole thing's sold out. And then once we got going, I thought, oh, well, there are some seats available. I could have had some other friends. And then I started thinking about Chester Thompson. You start to forget who's in Nashville when you're confronted by it, and Dan Dugmore and so many. But it's behind us. Hopefully we'll go back at some point and be doing some more stuff, and I can get together with all these maniacs that I call dear friends. So I'm going to go back and play a song right now. I did a bunch of work with Steve, but I'm just going to feature one song that we did. Steve Tyrell. I mean, a lot of you might be very familiar with him, but it was really interesting working with Phil. Steve, I'm going to read a little bit of thing here and see, give you a little kind of heads up on him. Steve Tyrell, born Stephen Louis Bilao, Bilao, the third, December 19th, 1944, is an American singer and record producer. He won a 2004 Grammy Award as producer of the Rod Stewart album Stardust, The Great American Songbook, Volume 3. I think I played on some of that. He hosts a jazz radio program on KKJZ at Cal State Long Beach, California. Tyrell was the head of A&R and promotion for Scepter Records. He produced B.J. Thomas's Hooked on a Feeling, Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. Tyrell was head of A&R promotion. He wrote How Do You Talk to an Angel for the TV show The Heights, which I also played on. The Heights, Hold On for Jamie Walters, and It's Only Love for B.J. Thomas and Elvis Presley. Yeah, I did a bunch of stuff with B.J. with Steve. He sang The Way You Look Tonight on Father of the Bride soundtrack. Tyrell inherited the annual holiday residency at the Cafe Carlisle from cabaret singer Bobby Short, which he's been doing every year back in New York, except COVID screwed that one up. But the interesting thing was when he got hired to do the soundtrack work for the movie Father of the Bride, I believe Nancy Myers was the director on that. And just as a piece of temp music, we went ahead and we cut The Way You Look Tonight and submitted that, as fully assuming some other singer was going to end up doing it. It was really just temp stuff to fill up the space. And Nancy fell in love with it and said, no, that's staying in the movie. And the next thing you know, Steve had an entirely new career start, singing standards like all the great American songbook stuff. And that's one of the things that's really one must be cognizant of, is how quickly your direction in your career, how things are going, can change dramatically in one instant. So you really always have to be kind of cognizant of what's going on around you and on your toes, because if an opportunity comes along, you want to jump on it. And Steve did with this, and he's released a ton of records now, all doing the Great American Songbook. He's got a great band. I've seen him play live, and it's a really good show, and he's a real ingratiating personality and knowledgeable about the genre. And so it was really, really fun to be involved in. I've had little bits and pieces on most of his records, and it's really been fun. Here's just a short list of his albums. A New Standard, Standard Time, This Time of Year, This Guy's in Love, The Songs of Sinatra, The Disney Standards, Back to Back Rack, It's Magic, The Songs of Sammy Kahn, That Lovin' Feelin', A Song for You, Shades of Ray, the Ray Charles music. I remember he did, one of the duets we did was, I think, Laughter in the Rain, and he had Neil Sedaka come over and do a duet with him, which was really fun because, I played on the original of that. It's just that these things all kind of slip around and come together. But I thought I would go ahead and play one of the songs that I did with him. There's lots out there, and he gets tons of radio play. When I listen to the Sinatra station when I'm driving around, Steve is played on there constantly on Sirius XM. But this is from an album called A Song for You. And let me give you some info on this one. Hold on. I think this was from 2018. It was recorded, by the great Bill Schnee, and Bill was at our screening in Nashville. It was also recorded. There's a bunch of different people involved in this. Woody Woodruff was another one of the engineers on it. It was arranged by Bob Mann, and Bob Mann played guitar with James Taylor in the 80s. We've done lots of work together, and Bob's fabulous. So guitar and piano are also by Bob Mann, co-produced by Bob Mann. Let's see, John Allen was involved in mixing, co-produced by John Allen. It's myself on bass, Russ Kunkel on drums. More recording done by Steve Sykes, and it's produced by Steve Tyrell, vocals by Steve Tyrell, mastered by Sonny Nam, and the song was written by Van Morrison. So let me go ahead and play this song. But it was all the stuff I've done with Steve. I always enjoy. Steve is just one of those guys. It's just, we always have a great hang together. It's always fun to be with him. He's really good people. And these projects are always just a hoot. So let me get up here. And this is Someone Like You from Steve Tyrell's A Song for You album.
I've been searching a long time for someone exactly like you. I've been traveling all around the world, waiting for you to come through. Someone like you make it all worthwhile. Someone like you keep me satisfied. Someone exactly like you. I've been traveling the hard road, baby, looking for someone exactly like you.
Helps.
I've been carrying my heavy load, waiting for the light to come shine through. Someone like you make it all worthwhile. Someone like you make me satisfied. Someone exactly like you.
Bob Man.
Someone like you make it all worthwhile. Someone like you keep me satisfied. Someone exactly like you. You know I've been all around the world, marching to the beat of a different drum. But just lately I have realized, baby, the best is yet to come. Someone like you make it all worthwhile. Someone like you keep me satisfied. Someone exactly like you. Someone exactly like you. I mean somebody just like you.
Doesn't look quite so horrible with shades on. Steve just got such a unique voice. Every time I'm driving and a song comes on that he's done, I just go, Steve, like one note into it. He's got such a gravelly signature. But it was just so funny how this whole side of his life, I mean, he was incredibly successful as a producer and songwriter, arranger, and just to have had this one movie, Father of the Bride, completely changed the direction of his life. It was fun because I did Andy Griffith's albums with Steve. I did Bill Medley's albums with Steve, B.J. Thomas with Steve. I mean, we had like so many records that we did together, and it was always in a production seat. And then all of a sudden, boy, he became like the artist on it. And it was really cool. I'm so proud of him and for him. So it's really cool. I'll figure out what's going on with Wednesday. But for anybody interested that's in the area at all, maybe tomorrow I'll get the particulars as to time and everything, because I'll be with Blue doing a walkthrough just to see what's going on there and what the situation is. at the library, but it's the South Pasadena Public Library. I went there and they did a tribute to I was going to say Gene Page, Gene Clark over there. That was really wonderful. I went to that, and I've gone over there and seen Van Dyke Parks perform there. It's a really lovely setting. And when I went and saw Van Dyke, Bonnie Raitt, was a whole bunch of people showed up to see it. So it was really, really a cool venue. So I'm looking forward just to taking some books and telling stories, doing a Q&A with everybody, and maybe showing the trailer if we can to the movie and talk about how everything came about, and just make it a nice kind of a hang evening, because I haven't been able to do anything practically like this. As close to a book signing as I've done has been with Cliff over at Valley Arts, or LA Vintage Gear, LA Vintage Gear at both locations. I'd love to do that again, because Cliff is like just the coolest host. It's always a lot of fun doing those, so maybe I'll give him a shout. And I'll try to figure out what we're going to do with the clubhouse this next week. And it's like, just again, juggling so many things, schedules and all this. There's a lot of stuff coming up. And I really would like to try to make everything work. But it's like putting together it's like putting together a crossword puzzle, and you're almost done. And there's one piece, and you go, oh Christ, there's one piece left, and it doesn't fit. That's when you get out the X-Acto knife and you kind of cut it up so it does fit. I'm going to finish this goddamn thing, and that's the way it is, period. So I'm going to get running now. I'm going to get my books signed, and I will load them up and take them over to the post office. It's only about 20 books, so it's not going to kill me, because I'm supposed to not do anything too strenuous at this point, because there was a subdural hematoma. And the doctor wants me to be cognizant of that. You don't want anything to pop that one again, and could be catastrophic. So I'm only doing things that are kind of lightweight. I just put a bed together. We just got a new bed for a guest room, and just put that all together. Just can't keep an old bass player down, as they say. So take good care. Lots of crazy stuff going on in the world. I mean, I don't want to address that now. I got enough crap on my plate to start getting into things that are going on in the world, but I'll jump on it soon. But I just wish everybody a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll be back tomorrow, and the healing continues. So I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.